We really need to be proactive. We really need to be thinking about ways we can create little calming touchstones in our day instead of just being reactive to the frenetic pace we've created. We want to look back on these years with our kids and say, I really loved being a mom, or I really loved being a dad. So let's create habits of reverence, little habits in our lives that are moments that we appreciate the present. Maybe in the morning when our kids go off to school, we really look into their eyes as they leave. As silly as it sounds, maybe we light a candle instead of turning on the overhead light in the morning. It doesn't mean our kids are going to find their homework, but it means that we might just create a little more calm in our everyday routine.
In your book, you talk about Serenity tank on wheels?
Ah, yes, create a Serenity tank on wheels. You know, Timberly, often the only time I have alone with my kids is in the car. So I want to make that car time connection time. I turn off the radio and I use that time to really listen to what happened in my kids' day at school. I really want to talk to my children during that time. And then when drop off or pickup is complete and you're in the car alone on your way to work, turn the car into your own private little Serenity tank. That means leave the phone calls for the office. Put in a calm CD or tape of music that soothes your soul. Leave an uplifting book in the side pocket, so if you're in a traffic jam, you can open it up. Really use that time in your car as a calming point in your day.
Do your kids enjoy that time?
I think they do. They ask to be picked up.
I think that's a key thing because we spend a lot of our time traveling, so that's a great idea to spend that kind of time in your car while you're traveling.
It's true.
And I guess you could do it, you know, on a bus or a train or any mode of transportation.
Yep, becomes a habit.
Yeah. And give us some other ways that we might create calm in our lives.
Well, there are so many different tips we can use. One of the important things is that we are conscious about when we want to say yes and when we want to say no. Stress is when our mind says no, but our mouth opens up and says yes.
I can relate to that.
So Timberly, I'm going to ask you to say no more often. You know, I think that as women, often we're afraid to say no. We want people to like us, and then our precious energy is zapped, and we don't have it
So true.
for the things that
So
count.
true.
Look at a toddler as an example of how to say no and really mean it. It doesn't mean we're going to be unkind, but it's really important that we think about when someone asks us something, we think about if we want to say yes, because there's so many energy vampires in our life, and we want to say yes to something that has meaning to us.
It's a hard thing to do, but
I'm going to
work on it.
Thank
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you, Timberly.